Alright, it's Monday. Shoulders. We gotta play this a little carefully today, because last week when I did shoulders is when I tweaked my neck. So, gonna keep it to minimal movements. I'm gonna do some over press, like the incline press, except at a higher angle, so I can hit the front delt a little more. I'm not gonna do military press today. Focus more on rear delt, traps, and maybe do some neck exercises if I have the time. But yeah, not going to do a lot today. Similar to yesterday's format where I just pick one machine that moves really well and stick to that for the majority of the workout while like warming up or getting activation on the other parts. That way I'm not overworking anything. My neck still feels a little off. You know, I don't feel 100% yet. Not that you should wait until you feel 100% to ever train on anything. Give me a second. Come with me for a second. Let me get my pre-workout. But, you know, I feel like if you're in that 85 to 100% range, you're in a really good place. You know, you're not really dealing with a lot of injuries. All right, come back here. Actually, wait, no, let me close the door. You're not dealing with any injuries or anything like that. 85% to 100%, you're looking pretty good. I would say 70 to 85% is where I am at right now. Recovery was not the best this weekend, but you know, we're running with it. We're doing what we can with what we have, as always. But yeah, focusing on shoulders today. Never a bad day. It was a little harder to get out of bed. Daylight savings, so we lost an hour. Yeah, got a good bit of work today as well. I have a couple. So I work as an AI solution engineer. For those of you who don't already know, so I help companies. How I help clients come to us asking about like, hey, AI and apps solution engineer, and what I do is I help them come up with ways to implement solutions that they're looking for assistance with, such as like say you have a bunch of tools that you want connected at one source, so you don't have to keep going between multiple tools in order to extract all the data that you need for your work. I already do too. Either way. So that's where I come in, whether it's with an application or purely AI. What I do is I help them come up with ways to get that solution going, and it's cool. I like it. It's a good job, pays well. But it's a lot, you know. So that's what I've been working on since like September. But things are starting to ramp up a little bit, so I've got to lock in a little more, you know. And that means you got to dig in. You can't just rely on ChatGPT's output for all the information. You have to do your own work, and it takes time, takes effort, as everything does. So I've just been prepping for a lot of that this week. Yeah, gonna be a good week though. Any week to get better, any day that gives you the opportunity to get it better is always a good day, and that's how we ride around here. Anyways, I'll see y'all at the gym. All right, so almost went pretty well. Stepping into rear delts. I'm trying this variation rather than the muscle or the machine. The rear delt flies. I feel like the range of motion on here is a little better, and I can get a better contraction. Some guy told me this like months ago, and I was like, man, I'll stick to what I'm doing. Little did I know, huh? Anyways, I feel like I was able to focus a little more on bringing the arm fully back while maintaining the full stretch. Like I'm not bringing the elbow in. I'm not letting my arm fold in. I'm bringing it all the way back, you know, and that helped me to activate the shoulder a little better. I'm doing pretty low weight. I think here I'm doing like 20 pounds, and it's hitting it great. Like I don't need to put heavy weight or anything. You'll see the contraction here on the left arm. The contraction shows a little better, but you can see the muscle density. But here, you see that how it's coming back, and it's rotating fully forward. You can tell that the movement is not the elbow. The movement is the shoulder. While the elbow is supporting the movement, that's just staying the whole time. That's the whole point of this movement. That's what you really want to achieve to get that rear delt contraction going. It's easier said than done, though. Oftentimes it's a very frustrating movement to get down, but somehow I got it down today, which I'm very happy about. But I don't know why I didn't edit that. I'll cut this part out. Yeah, so now I do between the legs shoulder raise. This is to hit the center delt of your deltoid of your shoulder. Remember, your shoulders have 3 muscles: your front delt, center delt, and rear delt. So to get that center delt going, you got to do raises to the side, fly out, and bring them out. You'll see it in the mirror here. If you check the mirror, you'll see the contraction at the top, and you'll see how it maintains the entire way down, not just swinging it. And that's what makes that weight difficult, right? Like I could swing this is 10 pounds. I could swing this for 30, 40 reps, maybe even more, endless if I wanted to. But the point of this is to get that contraction of the center delt, which is you're imagining a rubber band getting tighter as it's circling into your into your shoulder. So it starts at about halfway down my bicep, right? Or maybe like a third way down my bicep. That's where the center delt sits. That's where it connects to the bicep, or the I don't know what the name of this bone is, but actually I do. It is the humerus bone. So that it sits about third way down your humerus bone, and it rotates up into your shoulder joint. That's where it sits. On that ball, maybe no. I don't know where exactly it sits, but you're trying to, the elastic capability of the shoulder is amazing. But when you're in there, what you're trying to do is create a crescent moon shape. And as you're creating that crescent moon shape with your, with the movement, you feel the contraction of that shoulder. That was a very roundabout way of what I visualize, of explaining what I visualize in order to get that contraction on the shoulder, especially the center delt. But it works. It was a very consistent pump. I'm not going to say the pump was tearing out of the skin or anything like that, but it was good. A really good movement, especially considering that I was not trying to flare up my shoulder, my neck injury, and I achieved that while also getting a really good workout. Of course, I finished up with 4 or 5 sets of shoulder raises. Top set I think I just maintained the top set. I wasn't doing any drop sets today. It was just focusing on contraction, not overworking. Just doing enough to get that pump, to get that contraction fully felt. So you guys saw me do rear delt, we did center delt, and now we're focusing front delt. While this is front delt and center delt that's being worked, you're seeing most of the work being done by the front delt, which is also the partially connected to the front, to the chest, to the center chest muscle, I think. I don't know. I might just be bullshitting all this. Sorry, kids. If anybody needs sources, I can pull up some diagrams, or you can do it yourself. This is just how I visualize it from my one anatomy class back in college, like 10 years ago. I do not have any professional degree in this, so anything I'm saying is for my own sake only. Um, yeah. Front delt press moved really well. No pain on the neck. Again, honestly, an amazing workout today. I was a little nervous going into it, you know, because my neck's been feeling off, and this is the first time where I felt it. I felt it um, get this sort of way before. You know, after the rugby incident, I thought I had already resolve the issue, but clearly it's persistent, and I need to be more cognizant of that and do more neck-based exercises. And I'll probably be incorporating that in my like last day of the split, which is tomorrow. So I'll be doing arms and abs for tomorrow, and maybe some neck movements here and there, just to get a feel for it. But priority will be arms and abs. Anywho, that's tomorrow. This is today. Um, yeah, great workout. I loved it. Moving over to um, posing, you can see the striations coming out in the front and center delt, getting a little bit of the shoulder vein popping, which is kind of cool. You see that the cap is coming in pretty well. The connection to the chest is showing fairly well. You can see the cap here. The density is coming out amazingly. Only thing that I can say from from my own stance is that the rear delt could be a little better, you know. But like you can see here, the front delt is front and side delt is popping out really well. It's just the rear delt could be helping bring out that like 3D look to the deltoids that I want if I'm gonna do like a bodybuilding competition. This also look really much better in the front mirror. Anyways, that's all for tonight, y'all. Talk to you tomorrow.